everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I would like to introduce you all to an old friend of mine, Kanan. Now you're probably thinking, why does a young woman like me have a cane? That is what I'm going to be talking about in this video. So before I get started, I would like to say hello to my 25 subscribers. Thanks for subscribing, even though I don't really have that much content. So yeah, let's get into it. The reason I have this cane here is because I have a condition called conversion disorder. Now, for those of you who don't know what conversion disorder is a disorder in which the brain's stress signals translate into physical issues. So, for example, some people with conversion disorder are unable to walk. They are even wheelchair bound, some of them, because their brain is not working correctly. So when their brain gets stressed, or sometimes it's not even stressed, sometimes it just happens, they will be paralyzed or start convulsing for no obvious physical reason. Now, my experience with conversion disorder started back in high school. Basically, in 10th grade, I began having difficulty walking. I would walk kind of like Frankenstein when I was at school, and I couldn't make myself walk normally even if I wanted to. And at first, they thought it was like a neurological issue, so I went to a neurologist. I had an MRI done, and they found nothing. My brain was completely fine. And so they were like, yeah, we don't know. But I kept having issues. I started convulsing like this whenever I was stressed in class. My handwriting began to deteriorate rapidly. I became unsteady, so unsteady when walking that I had to get a cane, this cane, and I named it Kanan because I like puns. And so you can imagine how difficult it was for me as a teenage girl to be walking around school with a cane. It was hard because I was the only one with a cane, and I would get stares and stuff, and I felt like no one understood. And that's when I started doing more research, and my mom and I together, after doing lots of digging, kind of figured out that what I was going through was conversion disorder. And when I looked up what conversion disorder was and how it's treated, I think I went to WebMD, or it was some site like WebMD, and it gave this suspiciously Freudian explanation for conversion disorder, which I'm not surprised about because Freud actually studied hysteria, which is an old term for conversion disorder. That's what he focused his research on. And his idea about it was that it was some subconscious struggle or internal conflict that was manifesting itself in a physical way. And it looks like virtually no one has explored it any further than he did, which is why when you go online you will find these Freudian explanations from 100 years ago, which is kind of sad. And I just feel like there's not a lot of visibility for it because it is technically a mental illness, but it manifests so much like a physical illness that calling it a mental illness doesn't really feel right, but at the same time, it's not caused by like the body either. It's in this strange realm in between mental and physical, and so it just kind of gets lost in conversation about illness and mental illness. Like there's no place for it really in public conversation, which is unfortunate because I think there should be a place for it, because it's not just me with conversion disorder. There's lots of people with conversion disorder, which is why I'm making this video, because I think that it's time that we bring conversion disorder into the spotlight, that we make it more than just some Freudian idea from 100 years ago, because it's real and it's affecting people in serious ways, and it's just not getting enough attention. You know, when people talk about mental illness, they love to bring up anxiety and depression, but conversion disorder never gets brought up because, like I said, it's in that realm in between mental and physical. So yeah, I'm here first off to bring awareness with this video. Secondly, I'm here to provide advice, because I know that some of you probably clicked on this video because you saw conversion disorder in the title and you have conversion disorder yourself, right? Yeah. So next I'm going to give some tips on how to manage your conversion disorder. Now, this is not going to work for everybody, because I know that people have it to varying degrees of severity. Some people are paralyzed, while some people simply have some difficulty but can get along pretty well in life. I tend to be the latter. I've never had it to the point that I was completely paralyzed, but I have had it to the point where I almost felt like I was not going to be able to walk. So here's what I do, because even though I don't get flare-ups of conversion disorder as much anymore, I still get it sometimes, especially when I'm really intensely stressed, like in class. And my therapist told me that a good way to control the symptoms, is to make the two sides of the brain communicate with each other. And what you do is you basically put your hands on your knees, and you basically switch your hands like this, and then lift your feet up and down. So it's like that. And that just gets the two sides of the brain communicating, because your right side of the brain controls your left side, and your left side of the brain controls your right side. So it gets that communication going across the corpus callosum, which can help make things more fluid in terms of your movements. And so that's one thing that I found helped control especially the conversion disorder symptoms that affected my handwriting and would make me convulse, because that's what I experienced the most in class. Also, it's good to just know when to take a break, take a deep breath, and just get away from things. If you find that something's challenging you severely and it's making your conversion disorder flare up, it's good to just step away. So maybe that means dropping a class that's too hard for you. You know, maybe that means not going to certain places that maybe may trigger you, because conversion disorder can be triggered by certain places, certain events, because it can be linked to trauma. So yeah, basically know yourself, know what stresses you, know what triggers you, and make sure to do the exercises where you cross your hands over your legs like this, and that will help. So, and I know that's like not the best advice, it seems, because if it was like anxiety or depression or something, I feel like I would have more to say, but I find there's just not a lot that helps conversion disorder, unfortunately. Like there's not really a medication out there, I feel like, that really helps it. Although I will say, if you have anxiety and depression along with your conversion disorder, if you help your anxiety and your depression, your conversion disorder will get better too. So if that means getting on an antidepressant to help your other mental illnesses, then do that, because it's never good to have too many things going on at the same time, like conversion disorder, anxiety, and depression. If you can knock out anxiety and depression, then do that. And that will likely help your conversion disorder as well, because everything's linked in your head. And that's what I found helped me a few years ago when I started taking antidepressants. So yeah, that's my advice, and I wish I had more to say, but like I said, there's not a lot of research regarding conversion disorder. There's not a lot of awareness, and so this is what we got to work with. Pretty much we just have to do what we can, and sometimes that may not be enough, but it can still help. So if you're out there struggling with conversion disorder, I just want to let you know that you're not alone, that there are so many other people just like you. There are Facebook groups that are dedicated to conversion disorder. I highly recommend you look them up. There's also Instagrams, I'm sure, of people that have conversion disorder. If you just look for the communities outside of your own physical life, like go online and start looking up stuff about it, you will eventually find an online community for yourself, and that may help you a lot in terms of feeling depressed about it and feeling alone, because loneliness is a huge factor in having an illness that you feel like no one understands. So if nothing else, just know that I understand you, and there's lots of other people that understand you. And hopefully over the next few years, people will finally start becoming more aware about this issue, because it's not completely uncommon, and I promise you're not alone. As for me, I've been doing a lot better with my conversion disorder lately. I haven't even had to use my cane this year, but I know for a lot of people that is not the case for them, that they still are struggling. So just, if you don't have conversion disorder and you're watching it and you're watching this, just realize that this is a thing, which is why I'm making this video. And like I said, if you do have conversion disorder and you're watching this, you're not alone. Bye everybody. Thanks for watching.